Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the So I Heard podcast. If you guys are new to this, I'm KD. Hopefully, you guys are having a good one. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying the episode so far. This is episode number 3. So, in this episode, we're going to be talking about life, living, all that stuff. I mean, it's the same thing, of course, but yeah, just my perspective on life. Now, of course, I'm not saying that I live life the best way possible. I'm not saying that I have everything figured out in life. You know what I mean? There's so much stuff that I do want to accomplish, I want to do. There's people that are way more successful than I am in a lot of ways. One thing I can say about life for sure is I feel like I do enjoy life a lot. I look at a lot of people that are around my age and they act like they're so much older than what they are. They're constantly complaining about what they can't do. They're constantly complaining about how tired they are. And it's like, dude, there's so much stuff to experience, and I just can't live like that. But then at the same time, I do have to take into consideration that some people have a lot of different stuff going on in their lives than I do. One thing for sure is I feel like a lot of simple things make me happy in life. Now, in my last episode, I was talking about relationships, and that episode was actually called Do Men Have to Pay for Everything? In that explanation, I was basically saying, like, some people focus on materialistic things so much. One thing for me is, yeah, I do like to go out and buy a lot of things that I enjoy. But at the same time, I don't think that it really changes my mood. These are just things that just, help through life and you know what I mean, make it a little bit more entertaining. But I'm not out here really thinking, oh, because I have these things, I'm better than the next person or anything like that. One thing that I know for sure that I do enjoy that is like one of the simplest, most natural things in the world is getting out there and enjoying the sunlight. I love going to the beach and just chilling at the beach and enjoying hearing the water, even the fucking smell of the ocean, having the sun beam down and seeing the birds fly and, the seals in the water and all that different type of stuff, dude, is just so great to me. Now, for sure, I'm going to say, like, it had to do with my upbringing because that is something that my parents love to do. As a kid, my parents always loved to go different places and enjoy the scenery. And I've been to beaches all over California. I've been to places in Mexico. And that's one thing a lot of people are always shocked to learn. When I was a kid, my parents always wanted to go to Mexico. We used to go to Mexico a lot. I remember we used to go to this little place. I don't know what the name of it was, but it was a place that had lobster. So every time I used to go to this place in Mexico, it was this type of lobster cutout that they used to have. And then they would like let kids, or not even just kids, like adults, draw on it. And then they would put these lobster cutouts on the wall. I remember I always used to love doing it. And I used to love going to Mexico, like crossing the border and you see everybody selling their ponchos and all their goods as soon as you pass that border. And then driving and just seeing how stuff is so different. But driving on the road that's basically by the coast and just looking over and seeing the water and everything, it was so fun. But then because of certain things going on in Mexico, we stopped going because it became a little bit more dangerous. But still, those memories always sit with me and I always think about it. And I'm like, damn, those were some dope-ass experiences. These are for sure experiences that I wish that I could just pass on to my kids in the future, and we can just build all these great-ass memories. Another thing that I do like to do, and I guess it's kind of like the same thing in a way, is I like to go to parks. I like to enjoy parks, walk around, and I don't know. I feel like in a way I'm an outdoorsy person. Some people might not think so because I do so much stuff. Like I do YouTube stuff, or just like right now, I'm just sitting in a room and doing my podcast. So some people will think like, oh, okay, he's normally just chilling in the house, but outside of kind of being a homebody, I do like to get out there and just enjoy a great scenery. It's something that's just so calming and so great. And I don't know. I always want people to go and enjoy that. I remember there used to be times in the past where I would literally go and get off of work and drive to the beach and walk around. I used to do this shit solo. I used to do it by myself and used to enjoy it so much. There's been times where I literally went to the beach, parked next to, in the parking lot or whatever, and loved hearing the sound of the seagulls and the ocean and everything. And I would just fall asleep in my car. I'm like, I'm totally by myself, sleep in the car, wake up a little bit later and just be like, all right, cool, I'm gonna go home. And this was a time where I was really hanging around like a lot of people. It was like, that was my alone time. That was something I always made time to do. And then I would meet up with my friends later. And it's like, all right, cool. I don't know if it's because I'm an only child and I'm kind of used to doing so much by myself. I think that is it. So it's a lot of things that I do like to enjoy by myself. Well, not even like just enjoy by myself. I always like to incorporate people in anything that's exciting or calming or interesting to me, but at the same time, it was just something that I really had to make time to do myself. And then as time went on, of course, I would be hanging out with friends at the beach at night and during the day, take some food. And not too long ago, a few weeks ago, we actually had a date at the beach. We got some chicken and played some music, took some good pictures. I did a vlog that day. And it was great, calming and everything. And I was so happy that my girlfriend, Cheryl, she looked so happy. I got some good pictures of her and she was enjoying herself so much. And then it made me feel better that she was enjoying it that much. And that takes me to like another part is just like enjoying the company of others. And it's kind of strange because of course, I guess it's a balance in life. You enjoy some stuff for yourself, but you also really do enjoy the company of others, sharing your laughs, sharing conversation and all of that. And just kind of like picking each other's brains, seeing where you guys are. And that's why I always say, like, dude, you want to keep positive people around. And that even gets to the point where sometimes I think, like, I'm like, damn, am I really that positive? There's times when I go online and then I do go on these rants and I'm talking shit about certain stuff that people are doing. And it's not like it really affects me. It's not like it's like my day becomes bad. You know what I mean? It's just like certain stuff that I guess I'm criticizing that's not the norm in my life. And I feel like some people take it the wrong way and they're like, yo, man, why are you complaining about this stuff? And it's not really like a complaint. It's just like stuff that I notice, so I share an opinion on it. But at the end of the day, I'm not really letting it bother me. You know what I mean? You hop online and you see these certain topics about stuff that's going on with these celebrities and everything. And one thing that irritates me is that a lot of people do really dive deep into these celebrities' issues. And it's like, bro, at the end of the day, they're humans, But there's so many people that treat these celebrities like they're like greater than humans, greater than the rest of us. They really act like there's no room for error in their lives. Like they can't make mistakes. Like they don't breathe the same air. Like there's just something totally different about them. These people go through all the same stuff that we go through. Dude, one thing for sure, Robin Williams. Everybody loved Robin Williams. I've never heard in my life somebody say that they didn't like Robin Williams. And the fact that he was battling with stuff internally, and here we are looking at him like, man, he's so successful. He's so funny. So famous and battling with stuff on the inside, it really eats at people. So I think that's one thing that really, really makes you think like, damn, that money, fame, and everything, it doesn't mean that it is everything. And that was something that I was trying to basically make a point with in the last episode when I was talking about relationships and how some people get so attached to the materialistic stuff in relationships or the money in relationships. And it's like, dude, that doesn't mean that the relationship is going to be great. You honestly have to find certain stuff in life that genuinely makes you happy. One thing that I kind of get bothered by is the fact that people do make these statements about money. And we all know the saying, money is the root of all evil. I don't know if I'll say money is the root of all evil. You can get money and have a lot of money and know how to conduct yourself properly. But at the same time, a lot of people get greedy and they let that money rule them. And they think it's great, you know what I mean? But then there's also more money, more problems. That's the saying also. You get money, other people want a part of it. They feel like they're old or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or they just constantly want to ask you for it. Dude, all of that takes a toll. And when it takes a toll, of course, I feel like people just get stressed. It's like, bro, like, man, you guys are acting this crazy over money. And also what I said in the last episode is, of course, yeah, people want money because money does open doors. It gives you opportunity to more things. But there's so much great stuff in life that just does not cost, you know? I mean, maybe you need money to get around, like for transportation and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, one thing that is also great too, like, dude, I will wake up in the morning, look outside. I don't live in the best area, but still look outside, see birds flying, see the sun is shining. Even the days where the sun isn't shining, I'm like, yo, it's just like, I don't say it, but it's like, bruh, in my mind, it's just like, I'm thankful to be alive. I'm happy to be here, happy to be able to experience all of the stuff again, because we all know that there's people laid up somewhere in the hospital that just, it's stuff that they have no control over. Life can be so much worse than what it currently is, and I always want people to remember that. I want people to know that life can be horrible for you. Dude, I look at some of these cases with like prison cases or these things I read about where these people are actually innocent. There was a guy that was doing like 30 years, dude, and then they finally found out after the 30 years that he was innocent. It was a black guy. They're like, oh yeah, we'll give you some money. I think they gave him like, I forgot how much money they gave him, but it's like, dude, even with that money, what do you think he would rather have? That money or that 30 years back? Bro went into jail when he was 20 something, got out while he's 50 something. Like, it's like, bro, you don't get that time back. So much stuff has happened in that 30 years. That's almost my whole life. Dude, I really get to this point where I look at people that complain about life. And I'm like, damn, like a lot of the situations you might not have control over and you just have to chalk it up as a loss. You know what I mean? And there's some situations that you have control over, but it's like you have to step back and look at it and be like, am I really doing everything in my power to make the best of it? Or to get to where I need to be. Yesterday, I was thinking about this thing where I was just like, I know I'm not successful in a lot of ways. I'm not where I want to be. I guess that's the way I should say it. But one thing about me is that I always try to do different stuff. The idea for this podcast came years ago. Didn't know what I was going to name this podcast. Didn't know how it was going to go. Originally, the format for this podcast, I wanted it to be me and some other people. But then I thought about it and I'm like, all right, cool. Like, one thing I don't want is to come up with this idea and then I have to wait on others if our schedules don't link up. I want these episodes to always come out on Monday. I want these episodes to always be interesting. I want us to be sticking to the topic. And I don't know, maybe I'm thinking too much, but I will want to have people on this podcast that I can talk to, and you know what I mean? You guys can get their opinions and their sides of stuff other than just mine, see how that works out. But I was like, dude, I just keep pushing this idea back farther and farther, you know what I mean? Like, man, I'm gonna start it soon. And I was just like, yo, let me just do this shit on my own. Let me get the ball rolling. Let me just do it. And also with, you know, the podcast, I have the YouTube stuff. I have 2 YouTube channels. I have one where I do like my on-screen vlog stuff where I'm actually out here recording. With that, it's like, dude, I'm editing the videos. I'm pretty much thinking of how I'm going to put the videos. So it's like I'm trying to record certain stuff. I'm recording everything. I don't have a cameraman or nothing like that. And of course, yeah, I do have people in my videos. And I'm not saying like they're not being helpful. Of course they are. I love having them on the camera because it is great content. You know what I mean? It's not just me on camera. I'm giving you like their side too. It's entertaining. But then also I have my clothes that I've designed and made, and it's like, yo, maybe they're not the best designs. Maybe they're not what people really, really want. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't know. I can't sit there and say that. Like, people might look at it and be like, yo, that shit is dope. But is it selling the way I want it to sell? No, I want everything to do way better than what it currently is. But the thing I'm trying to say is I'm trying to do it all. I've started all of these things. I came up with the idea and I'm like, yo, I'm going to do this, and this. And all of it I have started. And people might look at it and be like, oh, it's just a hobby. But times are totally different now. Times are at the point where things that everybody used to just call a hobby or just, oh, you just fucking around. It is stuff that is getting people to a new level of success. And I'm trying to reach all of that. And it's not even like, yo, I just want to be famous and different stuff like this. Like, dude, it's stuff that I genuinely enjoy to do. And if you guys enjoy it and you guys love it and you guys support it, it's like, dude, thank you so much. It's not like, dude, I'm out here like, yo, you guys have to like this. I'm not telling you guys that you guys have to follow or subscribe to anything. It's if you want to, if you actually genuinely enjoy this stuff, do it on your own. If you guys can relate to this stuff, if it's something that you're really interested in, maybe you guys are trying to do the same shit. That's what I want. I want the people that are really interested. People can sit there and bullshit you all day long. One thing in the YouTube world that people do, right? I'm a part of a few YouTube groups on social media like Facebook and stuff like that. And one thing that people do all day long is they say follow for follow or subscribe for a sub for sub. That's what it's called, sub for sub. And I never liked sub for sub. The reason I never liked sub for sub is like, okay, you're going to subscribe to my channel, but what if you don't really like the content? Then I subscribe to your channel. What if I don't really like your content? What if it's something that's just not, what I'm into? Now I'm sub to your stuff just because. I want people to be here for the fucking craft, dude. I want people to be here and actually have interest in what it is. That's it. I want you guys to watch this stuff, listen to this stuff, and really be like, yo, I enjoy this. I fuck with this dude. It makes me happy that people are into what I'm into. And I said it in the first video, I think. The first video, I was like, dude, a lot of people that I know, they're not really into YouTube. They're not really into podcasts. So it's kind of hard to promote this stuff to people that I know and be like, oh, okay, would you listen? Would you watch? And all this different stuff. And at the same time, dude, I'm not trying to be that annoying dude. Just like, man, oh, if y'all ain't watching my shit, then fuck y'all. I'm not doing all that. I get it. Everybody likes different stuff. They're into different stuff. I feel like as far as the people that I know, I'm very different. So this whole thing that I'm basically saying is, do what makes you happy. Even if you feel like you're alone in whatever it is, dude, push forward and do what actually makes you happy. And I guess this episode kind of sounds like some stuff that I did say in the first episode, where it was like kind of like motivating and trying to get you guys to understand that everybody isn't going to like all your stuff. But I don't want it to lean too much to that. I want you guys to actually think about stuff that makes you happy. Think about it right now. Think about some stuff that doesn't really cost money that makes you happy. You can think about some stuff that does take money to make you happy, but at the same time, think of something that's simple, that you genuinely enjoy. One thing that I don't understand a lot is how people just beat themselves up so much. And I look at a lot of these situations and I'm like, dude, you don't understand. You were so blessed. You were so blessed to be living the way that you're living. There's people who felt like their lives were just going so perfect and well and everything. And now they're somewhere homeless. There's people that didn't know that they had a disease or something like that, bro. Now they're in a hospital living their final days. It's so much stuff that could be going wrong in your life. Dude, one thing I always used to say is like, I would see people on social media complain about their lives so much. And I'm like, bro, you got a phone, you got a computer, you got something. There are people out here with absolutely nothing. I look at the homeless dude that's down the street or whatever, and it's him and his dog. This man almost trusts no other person, but he trusts that dog. I've seen homeless guys that literally ask for money, come back later, and they bought food for their dog. They're out in front of a fast food restaurant, and instead of eating the food themselves, they're splitting that food with their fucking pet. Now that's somebody that's holding on to something that makes them happy, something that makes them feel like they're alive. They're sharing that companionship with that animal. And some people might look at it and be like, oh, it's just a fucking dog. But bro, if it's bringing that person happiness, I'm all for it. And I don't know. I don't want to keep saying it, but it's like, dude, for real, I want you guys to understand that life can be so much worse. Whatever issue you're going through right now, man, you can really get through it. And it's not just sitting here and, You know, a lot of people, and it's not going against religion, right? This is not going against religion because I pray also. One thing that I try to do is when it's stuff that I want, not need, but stuff that I want, I don't try to pray for that. I'm not trying to pray for the materialistic stuff that I would want. But when it's a bind or anything like that where it feels like, man, I really need to pray for something to put me in better spirits so I can get through the day or whatever it is, that's the stuff that I'll pray for. I'll pray so I can be put in a better mindset or something like that. You know what I'm saying? God, get me through the day. Help me to feel like a better person. Because all that other stuff, that materialistic stuff, dude, if you organize your life and think about life, you could probably get all of that stuff. I see people out here that complain about money situations and all this different stuff, and they don't even realize they're out here buying a whole bunch of stuff that they don't even fucking need. You feel so down and out about your money situation, but at the same time you're out here buying bottles and shit. You're out here trying to buy this and this because you see other people with it. You're fucking up your situation. You're messing that up. Your life can be totally somewhere else. And in that I feel like, like the situation ain't really that bad then. If you're not really sitting there thinking and trying to put that stuff in order, that situation ain't that serious to you. Because if it is, you do whatever to get out of that situation. And that's not me just preaching to whoever. Because at the end of the day, I've made those same mistakes and I still make those mistakes still today. But in a lot of ways, I try to think about life totally different. I always want people to be positive, dude. There's so much stuff to be positive about. It really is. I wake up before work and be like, damn, I don't want to go to work. Shit, but if I didn't have a job, guess what? My life would be totally different. I wouldn't have this equipment right now to make this podcast for you guys. That's one way to think about it. I wouldn't be able to go and drive my car to the beach and enjoy that. I'll probably have to take the bus or something like that, you know what I mean? But still, it is so much stuff. I think a lot of people don't realize that they put themselves in these stressful situations on their own. They don't think about it. It's easy for people to point the finger at other people. When people look at your situation, it's easy for them to examine how it is because they're on the outside looking in. One thing about people is people normally do not want to accept their faults. They don't want to accept the mistakes that they made. They want to go and point and be like, you're the reason why this happened. You're the reason why this happened. You're the reason why this happened. In a lot of situations, you might not have, the power to change whatever it is. But I feel like in so many situations you do. You just have to realize that it's you that's fucking up. It's you that's not doing your best. And it's okay. You know what I mean? This life is living. We go through lessons and we learn from those lessons and we become better people. And that's all what life is leveling up, growing, and getting to the next point. That's what I feel life is. And you know what's so funny, dude, man? People that don't play video games, they shit on video games. But dude, so many video games teach you that. You go from mission to mission to mission to mission to mission to complete these goals, to get to the top, to beat the game. And that's not far from life. It's not far from life at all. That's what you do. You have to go through all these obstacles and missions and levels and stuff to get to where you want to be. I don't want people to listen to this and be like, oh, this motherfucker ain't successful. You can say that. You can be like, yeah, he's not successful. But at the end of the day, I know you feel these words in some sort of way. You can try to bullshit and try to act like you don't feel these words, but you know you feel these words. You know what life is. I'm not telling you to go out there and start hitting people over the head and robbing people, scamming people and all this, doing illegal shit to get to where you need to get to. But I'm saying there's so much more that you can do to make life better. People are in your life, but at the end of the day, you're the star of your own fucking movie, bro. And I know that sounds corny, but it pretty much is the truth. This is your life. You wake up with your thoughts. You wake up in your own fucking skin. You make your own choices. Other people might sway your decision and shit like that, but at the end of the day, you're making your choices. I even look at myself and be like, dude, I can be so much more successful if I just grind so much harder. I think about that a lot, but I don't let that fuck me up. I don't let that be like, yo, KD, you're done. This is the end of your shit. I don't let that be like the end of the road for me. Yeah, I was thinking about the Boys to Men song. But really, honestly, man, there's so much you can do. And like I was saying with religion, man, and just everything, people will pray, but they won't act. You can't just sit there and pray for this and this and this and this and this to happen, but you don't act. You can't. You have to do your part also. You know what I mean? And even for the people that may not believe in God and religion and stuff like that, it's like, dude, it works the same way for y'all. You can't say you want stuff, but don't act on it. My level of grind probably is so moderate or so minimal, I guess, in a way. It's just me criticizing myself, right? Because I know I could do so much more. And this is just like a stepping stone. Like I said, everything is a lesson, man. You get to that point. Shit, there were times in the past where I literally wasn't doing nothing but going to work and going home and chilling with friends. But the fact that I'm setting aside time to do all this different stuff, to try to build something different, try to build an audience, try to build a fan base or not even just that, just level myself up, trying to build myself. Everybody can do it. I always hear people say, man, you so outgoing and you know what I mean? I see so much stuff that you want to do, that you're trying to do. People tell me that all the time. You're talented. You can do this, and this. You can do it too, man. There's so much stuff. You just have to figure out what it is that you really want to do. Now, I get it. Some shit is going to take extra steps. Some stuff is going to be harder to get than others. And if you really want it, don't sit there and try to take the easy way. That's what you want to do. Keep your sights on it and keep going forward. Dude, there's some days where it's like, I'm like, yo, I want to make a video. I want to record some shit. I want to do this, and this. And my mind's not right. And I'm really sitting there second guessing myself. And I'm like, yo, if I try to do it right now, I feel like the quality is just going to be shit. It's going to be trash. And it discourages me and makes me not do it. And like I said in the first episode, everybody's not going to like your stuff. But as long as you do it, you never know. It might be some shit that you thought was whack. It's been so many times I've heard music artists or actors and stuff that did a role. You know, an actor does a role and then they do an interview on them like years later and they're like, man, I never liked doing that role. I did the movie, but I didn't really like doing that role. It's music artists. They got a song that went viral, man. Biggest song of their career. Or one of the biggest songs of their career. They talk about they hate performing it. I never did like that song. But y'all loved it, so, you know, I perform it. I do it for the fans. All of that stuff can happen, man. You know what I mean? And it becomes you. It's a part of your personal history. You don't even know. It's people out here enjoying your shit. They could be enjoying your shit. They could be enjoying your company. They can be enjoying your presence. And you just don't know. You're so down on yourself. And you're thinking the worst and all this different stuff. It's like, bro, there's so much more to be positive about. Makes me think about women, right? And it is a lot of women that have insecurities. I know women that literally would not go to the store to get a loaf of bread without having to put on a shit ton of makeup and having to dress all the way up because they're like, damn, if people see me, they can be like, oh, she ugly and this, and this. And it's like, bro, you fine as fuck, but you're beating yourself up. You're letting that personal insecurity get to you and have you feeling like a damn fool. Now, I get it. I don't want to go out and look crazy either, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, don't let that run your life. Don't compare. That is the greatest fuck up. I don't know. I feel like people literally do that so much. And that was one thing where it's like, dude, I'm a person doing YouTube. I'm a person that kind of posts stuff on social media and all this different stuff. And I was happy when I heard that some social media was going to try to get rid of showing the amount of likes that are on posts because people constantly compare. Why am I not getting these likes? Why do people not want to be, you know what I mean? And it's like, dude, it might not be your time. Shoot, there's so many times, like I said with my clothes. I want my clothes to become big. I'm not trying to come out with some big designer shit, but it's just like an extension of me. And people will literally tell me, oh, that's dope. I've had people walk up to me that I did not know. They were like, yo, that shit is dope. I've had people message me, man, that shit is dope. Are my sales going crazy? No. Shit happens. It can take off at a different time. Maybe you're not marketing it right. That's what I say to myself. A lot of shit can be going on. Don't beat yourself up. Don't sit there and be like, man, I'm just quit all this different stuff. I remember years ago, right? Years ago, I used to just buy these computers. Used to be computers that I didn't like. They were like, oh, okay, whatever. You know what I mean? Computers can get expensive. And depending on how my money was looking, it's like, man, I might have to settle for a certain computer or whatever. Then I really got into tech type stuff. I learned how to build a computer. You know, it can get costly, can get expensive, but at the end of the day, you know, the stuff that I used in the beginning when I first built my first computer, it wasn't the best stuff. It was like a learning experience though. And I took it upon myself to just learn how to build a computer and put it together and have all the components that I want in it. And I was so proud of it when I built my first computer. Some people might have looked at the computer back then and would have been like, yo, this shit is whack. It ain't that fast. It ain't that dope. You know what I'm saying? But I was so proud of it. I was happy. I was like, yo, I really put this shit together. Time went on. I upgraded my computer, put better stuff in it. And it was so great. And it wasn't like I was sitting here trying to be flashy, like, I know how to build my shit. No, it was just something that I wanted to experience for myself. I haven't upgraded my computer in like a little while, but still, my computer is running fucking great. Something that I put together myself. Now, did I make all of these components? No. But I also don't know a lot of people that built computers. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm better than anybody or anything. Like I said, it's just something I was interested in, and I did it. I acted on it. I did it, and I was happy with the results. Was I nervous about it? Like, man, maybe I can't do this. Yeah, of course. In the beginning, I was thinking that stuff. Like, man, I don't know. I'm watching these videos, learning how to do it, and I'm like, damn, what if I fuck up one of these components, man? Some of this stuff isn't cheap, but I stayed positive about it. Just like anything else that I've learned to do. It don't take a lot, man. We're in the age now where you can learn almost any fucking thing. All you got to do is take the time to learn it and act on it. I'm always proud to see people that I know that are out here like trying to come up with these businesses and all this different stuff. And I'm like, damn, even if I'm not constantly in their face or talking to them and being like, yo, congratulations, or, you know, being like, man, I'm proud of you, man, I really am. It is so great seeing people do that shit. That's you stepping out of your comfort zone and trying to get shit done. And it's not just, a lot of times, dude, it's not even just for money. You're trying to do it for yourself. You're trying to do it because this is what you genuinely enjoy. This is stuff that makes you happy. And that's the greatest thing, dude. It's all about trying to balance life, find happiness, and get to where you want to be. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this episode, man. I know it was just, I know I'm doing these podcast episodes and it's just like one topic at a time and everything, but it's like, dude, I have so much to say in this amount of time, and I really hope that it gets to you guys and you guys start to think about stuff a little bit different. Some of you guys might share the same mindset as me. Some of you guys might not. But if you're listening and enjoying and, you know, it's starting to make you feel a little bit more positive and happy about life, man, I'm doing my job then. I really want you guys to think about what makes you happy. But really first think about what makes you happy. That's something that's so simple. Something that people might not even think is a big thing. But for you, it makes you happy. You got parents out here, they just love seeing their fucking kids' faces. That will lighten up their day. They have a horrible day. They come home and see their kid's face, and they're like, damn, my day is better. You get home and you see how happy your pet is to see you. All kind of stuff, man. You be happy about some new music that came out. Anything. You got to hold on to that. You got to cherish it, and you got to keep this shit pushing, man. You got to stay positive. Keep positive people around you. Don't have negative people around you bringing down your energy. You might not be sharing their mindset, but them constantly complaining and doing all this other negative stuff around you, you start to get caught up in the negativity. You don't want that. And for the people that are being negative, start to view stuff a little bit different. Think about what you currently have in life that you see people on a daily basis that don't have it. You living in a house. There's people living in boxes, sleeping bags on the street, pushing carts, They ain't had a bath in years. It's people in the hospital. You know it's people in the hospital about to fucking die, and they can't do nothing about it. You at home chilling, watching TV, doing a whole bunch of shit that life doesn't really say you should have or you have to have, but you're doing it. Learn to be positive, man. Hopefully you guys like this podcast episode, man. Don't know what I'm gonna title it, but positivity is gonna be in the title. I want you guys to stay tuned for more, man. If you guys want to follow, please follow it so you guys know when this podcast is gonna come out. Stay notified. If you guys are watching the video that I end up posting on YouTube, subscribe to the channel so you guys can be notified about this also and any other videos that I post. Y'all stay positive. Y'all stay dope. And I will check you out later. Peace.